Corded Books presents Coming Back to Life, a roadmap to healing from pain to create the life you want, by Rebeccah Silence, MS. Narrated by Libby McKnight. Preface. Why this book? We are in an epidemic. Now, more than ever before, the world needs healing, emotional healing. Mindset work and inspiration are not enough to help people emotionally heal. Millions of Americans are self-medicating, suffering from mental health diagnoses, and are not getting the support that they need to function, heal, and lead healthy lives. Coming Back to Life is a roadmap that offers real tools, strategies, and support that will allow readers to get to the root of their pain patterns, while also giving them hope, encouragement, and access to the light at the end of the dark tunnel that they may be stuck in or living in. This book is timely, and I believe could save lives. My expertise as a coach and practitioner of emotional healing release work with clients and audiences for more than 15 years needs to be given to the world en masse. I have lived through hell as a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, domestic violence, and cancer. I have beaten the odds. Now, it's time to teach people how to stay in the game of their lives and how to pick up the pieces so that they can live healthy, happy, and free. The goal is to help people see how their unhealed past is impacting their lives and the experiences they are having today. From there, they learn steps to begin to heal and confront unhealed emotional wounds so that they can design a clear and healed future for their life. We can't change circumstances, diagnoses, or make anything that hurt us go away after the fact. But we can learn to feel how we want to feel and live how we want to live now. The problem with the personal growth and mental wellness industry is that it's built on statistics and is largely dependent on people consuming information and being dependent on therapists, coaches, and mentors, instead of learning how to navigate and trust their own internal guidance system. While there are many excellent therapists out there, I work with people every day who have been in therapy for decades, working on the same problems. Then, they work with me, and in one coaching intensive, they heal that thing they thought they couldn't heal and would have to live with forever. And then, we're on to the next issue. I've created the Healing is Possible movement, and am writing this book so that people can pick and choose what they want for themselves, instead of buying into statistics and relying on what someone else tells them they need. No one knows what other people are going through, or what they need. My goal is to teach each reader of this book how to connect to that part of themselves that knows themselves, that trusts themselves, that loves themselves and their lives, and that has the power to live fully. I'm not knocking therapy, and yet I do think that the therapeutic model is flawed. I offer tools and strategies and insight that allow for true breakthroughs, meaning life is never the same again, and pain patterns are absolutely healed. People are drowning, and this book is a life raft. The key differentiator in my work with people is that they are the expert. They become their own healer, and they are already healed and whole. They just may not believe or know it yet. I've beaten the statistical odds, and so can anyone who wants to. Or, at the very least, they can die trying. I admit that this book doesn't solve or heal everything. It does, however, create an opening to possibility and life. My courses, retreats, podcasts, and coaching services are there to support people deeper after they read the book if they so desire. The tools, strategies, and methodologies that I offer are proven to work, heal, and change lives, starting with mine. How you feel is 100% based on how healed your past is. you never have to feel powerless again, and that is a promise. Introduction. The darkness is real, and so is the light. I would know. I know horror. I know terror. I know what it means to think I'm going to die and defy the odds. I know how to live with the pain, to endure, and to live in spite of the hell that I was waking up to and going to bed with every day. Childhood trauma and sexual abuse that began when I was only 4 years old left me lost, hopeless, and in the deepest hell of shame for decades. I thought I was too much. I thought it was my fault. I thought I could have done things differently to change people and outcomes. Very young, I took on the job that it was my responsibility to have been the one to stop the abuse cycle that I grew up in. I thought, if I could be good, make a difference, and make others nicer, then my family's pain would stop. As a kid, I would try not to move in bed, thinking that maybe, just maybe, if I could hold still and stay awake, I wouldn't get hurt that night, or the next day. I would wake up in the morning and plaster a fake smile on my face and not talk, because I had decided that talking could and would make everything worse. Then, I would go through the motions, a shell of a person. I have been a martyr, a victim, a lost soul, and have emerged victorious. Who knew that childhood trauma could heal? I didn't know if it could or not, but I had a dream that it could, and for me, that dream came true. This book is for those of you who want to defeat your emotional pain and personal hell, so that you can emerge victorious and finally live free. Who knew that the endurance and grit that came out of me because of my tormented childhood would save my life at 34 years old, when I was pregnant and diagnosed with stage 3 cancer? More on this later, but my body has taken the beatings and has held me together. These eyes have seen and cried enough tears to drown my past. I've cried through every moment I thought would kill me. I've rocked the boat over and over again to prove that I could still stand and land on my feet. My body went from my worst enemy to being my best friend and a tool of healing. It doesn't lie, ever. Yours doesn't either. It's been a long road, a hard road, and a painful road. A road so painful that I've been suicidal, on antidepressants, and ready to give up more times than I can count. But I didn't give up. I tell myself every day, it's okay to want to quit. Just don't. There have been moments of darkness, but I've learned how not to be afraid of the dark. I want to teach you how to be the electricity and lightning that will jumpstart your life and your next season of life. I've learned that healing doesn't have to be a long, hard, and painful road. It can happen so fast if we're willing to move through resistance and commit fully to being who it takes to create the lives we long for. My life has been a series of fortunate events that have shaped me into a woman who is unshakably whole, unstoppable, and madly in love with life and people. I live like I'm going to live. I want the most out of my life. I want my life to be clear, healed, and inspired. And it is. I want this for all of you, too, if you want it. You can heal because you can change your mind. Change your mind about who you think you are, who you have been, and what you believe is possible for you. You can heal because you can open your heart to life in all of its moments and seasons. You can heal because you can choose.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.